a lot of dudes, they became institutionalized, But I was high off of heroin for 7 years, from the time I was 18 to 25. And that's how I ended up in the Bronx. With a gun on a car tire, I'm managing a crack spot. You know what I'm saying? And ready for the tires to roll up. You know? And it was crazy because, by that time, like for a lot of years, like I wasn't just like partying for 7 years, but I was high every day, like trying to figure out, I was robbing, stealing, I stole from my brother, I stole $1,500 from him, like writing checks, not at one time, it was $35 at a time. Yo, man, that was one of the hardest things when he found out he came down. Yo, he was so disappointed, man. It was crazy. It was hard, It was very hard, and like I said in the first video, I caused a lot of, I did a lot of, BS. So like I said, Islam is for the ones that been to hell, And it's like, I'm not proud of any of that, you know what I mean? But it took me a long time to like, rebuild my brother's trust. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes I don't know if because he was hurt, you know what I mean? I would understand if he didn't completely forgive me, That was one of the worst things that I did was, it was like 35, I was like, yo, I'm gonna write a check, but I'm gonna put it back, I'm gonna get it back to him. And then, before you know it, like, he come like, yo, his checks is bouncing. And he like, like $1,500, and this is like, yo, and then it's like, he came to me like, yo, Georgie, are you, I was like, yeah. I always been honest. I'm like, yeah, bro, And and my mom was working at Bell Labs. And so, so it was like, it's like for her kids, like she had great benefits, like medical. And so I, like with the medicals, like I could go to a rehab under her name. So we tried that, but like I was there for like three days, and they was like, I didn't fit I wasn't eligible to use her thing. So I'm back on the streets. You thought I would never be able to stop getting high off the heroin. I didn't see no way out. And but like I said, once I was like, like entrenched in beef with the Italians, and like things was hectic right then. Like it was very pressureful around that time. You know what I'm saying? It was like, in the Bronx, they got a lot of they had a lot of alright, make a long story short, there was a guy who was a musician, and he was the guy that I was first guy that I was going to his house doing studio time. Cause now I went to school for studio. I was working the crack spot, to have pocket money, and then, but I was like, wanted to like make records. So my man, he was a drummer for, like a professional drummer, played with a lot of famous people. And he was started showing me shit and showing me stuff, and so I would go there, take records, and he'd like sample them into his keyboard, and we try to arrange them, but it was like nothing sound good. But the thing was, he was addicted to heroin too. So he told me about this spot where he be going to get, they were called biscuits back in the time. You could go get biscuits. And so it was like on Union Avenue. It was on the 5 train, and the Union Avenue stop in the Bronx. Actually, Carmen Edie clinic or something like that, right? He told me about that, and I was like, yo, I wanted to stop getting high so bad. And he told me, he's like, yo, he said, and he gave me the rundown. He's like, yo, you don't want to like join the program because they're gonna put you on the program, and what happens is you have to get they give you the methadone, and the methadone is a synthetic heroin that is more, it does the body more damage, because anything synthetic is all going to be hurt, side effects. You know what I'm saying? So like you don't want to get methadone habit where you got to keep on going to the program. But to get into the program, you have to have it like take it for 6 months and all of this and that. So you know what I mean? So I was like, all right. So now I knew that I couldn't go through the system to get it because I wouldn't be able to, get off it. But what I did was I went outside the program, or hang outside the program, and buy a bottle of meth as the fiends was coming out, because they would go into the thing, get their meth, and then they go out back on the road. So when they coming out, I'm like, yo, I want to get an 80. So I've got like an 80 of meth. And what happened was, because I knew I wanted to stop, I just physically I couldn't. Like I would like vomit, runs, achy for a long time, like for 2 or 3 weeks. Like I don't feel right. Trust me, I tried like hard, some mad times to stop. And I thought I would never be able to stop because it was a physical addiction. And these people like with these fentanyl deaths and that, the opioids, that's a rough disease to deal with, and it affects the whole family, and it's very hard. And so I started sipping on that. About for about a week. You know what I mean? So now it's like in the morning I just take a capful. Like that methadone, I believe, was supposed to like be gone. Like if to the fiend, he was supposed to take that within 80, within 3 days, and then come back for his next fill up. But the way I did it was I just took it just to take the edge off. So that by the end of the week, I did, end of the week to 10 days. My man told me to take it for 7 to 10 days. Now I'm good, and I was able to walk away without no desires, no aches, no pain, no vomiting, no sickness. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was able to really take charge of my life. And that's when I shortly after that, I think, yeah, that's what happened. All right, so this was like in November of maybe like 1994, 95, around that time. Then that following March, I caught a probation violation, and so they gave me a 3 flat, and I had to do 5 months on that because I had credit and all of that. But what I'm saying, so then once I got out of prison, and it was like I was dealing with the guards too. I ain't gonna lie, I was dealing with the guards, And then once I left there, I moved back to the Bronx, and cause like I said in the previous video, Jason Delgado, my roommate, he was like, he started acting like real, shiesty, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So anyway, I came back to Jersey, and then no, matter of fact, I didn't come to New Jersey. My homegirl Lorraine and Monica. You know what I'm saying? I knew them from living on Davidson Avenue. They was like, had an apartment because they was working in a. One was I ain't gonna get into it, but they was like, doing the strip club thing. One was a bartender and all of that. But anyway, so they was, renting room. They wanted to rent a room, because anyway, I moved in, was renting a room, Then once I was renting a room, I was working, I was living over on Marion Avenue, 900 something Marion Avenue, between Fordham Road and Valentine? No, 184. I think it was 184. Yeah, but anyway, and that's when I was, on the train. I met a artist. A guy singing on the train, and I asked him. I was like, damn, yo, you sound good, bro. And I'm trying to get into music. We should link. Come to find out, he was a studio manager at Giant Recording Studios. Yo, it took me a long time to get the job, and I had to go through hell. But that job is what propelled me. But the ill story is that, you know, when they talk about you got to get in the game and all of that, niggas got to give up their butt and all of that and this and that. He was one of the LGB whatever guy, people. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he wanted to proposition me to get the position. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna deal with that in the next video. Tell you how I dealt with that. And the art of peace helped me get through that too. Stand your ground. Alright? Yo, thank you for your time. Thank you for all the support on PayPal. I'm gonna post up the link here. For the continued support. My website is ringing, so you know what I mean. So I appreciate all the love. Y'all go check out the website. I'm coming up with some T-shirts and this and that. We just getting started, but as always, I appreciate all your time, whether you love it or hate it. I love it all. All right, love, peace, and happiness.
White lines go through my mind. Something of phenomena. Tell your body come along. White lines go away.
You need a fix, but you don't get fixed. You get broke. Everything stops. Your heart and brain choke. Your thoughts provoke ill decisions. You fail to listen. What happened to the strong black man with ambition, goals and dreams? But all that seems thrown away because you continue to stay cloudy, traveling the wrong way down a one-way. Dark days, your mind's in the daze. Your world is crazy, filled with endless temptation, just waiting for you to taste it. Damage your actions. Your main objective, instant satisfaction, gratification, a wasted education, down the drain, but through your veins the ills remain stained. You use your nose as a hole, the poison travels down, corrupts your soul, your body feels old, shivering cold. You can't hold on, you're gone, you OD.
Something of phenomena. Tell your body come along. White line go away. Something of phenomena. Tell your body come along. White line go away. I fuck the people. I want my fuck uncut. I want the ball wrong. I want the people. And I don't want my fuck stepped on.
P Funk City G.